Good morning, good morning, good morning. Man, this day has started out good. I had some technical issues on my sunrise stream, but man, I tell you what, old Jackrabbits FPV, Scott, you came through, brother. You were fantastic. You are definitely a good add to the crew. Glad to have you, brother. Good morning, everybody. Maddie's Drone World. Good morning. Northside Huck. Good evening to you. Ronnie, God bless America. Good morning. Let's see here. 107 Drones. Good morning. I need to make you a moderator, buddy. There you go. Tej, good morning. Michael, Night Train. Good morning. Jim's Droning. Good morning. Glad you guys could join me today. TJ Fruitcake. Edron, good morning, Eric. How are you today, brother? You and Chris are going to go do some flying today. Speaking of Chris Justice, MD95 TSI, he sent me a video yesterday and he posted it on YouTube of Ripper Rodney, the drone that I crashed, the 5-inch drone that I crashed. He got it all fixed up for me. He's going to be sending it back. He took it for a test flight. Man, I tell you, that thing flies beautifully. So looking forward to getting that back and giving her a shot. And Tim Jackson, good morning. So, but Eric, you and Chris have a great day. Safe flying. Be looking forward to the videos. Let's see. Anybody else I miss? No, I think I got everybody today, this morning so far. While we're waiting for people to join, I did go flying yesterday with Albie Drones, Danny McPeak. Dano, I'm sorry if you're in the chats and I haven't seen you yet. Sorry. Let's see. Hide current comment. Yes, sir. Let's see. But Paul Murray, good morning. So I don't know if Dennis is going to be in. It's really early out there where he's at, so his wife may be sleeping. But hopefully, at some point, he'll be doing a sunrise stream, whether it's on here or actual live. Depends on how long Saturday morning coffee. Blah 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 blah. Did you get it? Don't you hate it just when your tongue gets all wrapped up and tied up and stuff and you can't talk? Michael Blade, FPV, good morning, brother. I saw a Night Train in here. Mike, if I didn't say good morning to you, I do apologize. Good morning, my brother. So, yes, today started out kind of frustrating, but once I got my sunrise stream going, hey, it worked out. And then Jack Rabbit's FPV, he come in here, and Scott, good morning. He just joined the chats. Scott, I think I sent you the link to the stream in your email, but I'm going to go ahead and post it here in the chats. And if anybody would care to join, please feel free to do so. It'll only be up for about 30 seconds, so grab it while you can. And there it is, folks. It's in the chat. In fact, I think I may just, I'll leave it that way for right now. And I tell you what, Scott, you did such a good job, brother. Just such a good job. What are you doing, Tej? I see you in the background.
Wait, hold on. Let's do it like this.
Wait, other way. What, Scott, you did such a good job. Hey, dude, you need to reposition yourself. You're just a shadow.
All right, how about that?
How that works? And now you need to mute your YouTube.
Hold on.
Hey, dude, you need to reposition yourself. You're just a shadow.
All right, how about that?
How that works?
Hold on.
You have YouTube up?
All
There
right.
you got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
David, AZ Joan dude, good morning.
I was trying to come in sideways like this.
Well, if you're on your laptop, it won't go sideways.
Well, maybe if I could turn it sideways.
Well, okay, yeah, but why would you want to do that?
I don't know. I think last time you said next time you come on my stream, be sure to come in sideways.
No, I think someone else actually said that.
Because
that's what we got used to.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's funny.
And we've got Peter Carroll in the house.
Morning, Rodney. Morning, TJ.
What's up?
Evening, Peter.
Good evening. Morning to everyone. Not morning, whatever it is. Good morning to everyone in chat.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. Depending where you are, it can be morning, afternoon, whatever. Yeah.
Well, somewhere in the world, it's either morning, afternoon, or evening.
That's correct.
Jack Rabbit's
There it is.
Oh,
That's in the house.
hey,
Oh,
hey everyone! Hey, I got rearranged screens and stuff, so I'm not looking the wrong way. Well, I found out I'm not a professional. I tell you,
Scott, just hush up. You've done really well, brother. I mean, you had me laughing up. If you could have seen me laughing, I was laughing more when I was watching the sunrise. Let me tell you, you had me cracked up. You were brilliant, man.
well, hey, I knew I couldn't sing, so I knew I had to do something else. So
Wait, what happened? So you went flying this morning?
I was live.
Oh,
you
teach. Oh my gosh! What am I going to do?
Oh my
Son of a
God!
gun! That's what I think. You have to go back. You have to go back and watch the rebroadcast.
Okay, all right, yeah.
So tell me, man, I'm not kidding. I practiced. I made sure everything was working, and so I had no sound in the beginning of this thing.
No, there wasn't any at the beginning.
Yeah, at the beginning there wasn't any.
And I got to go. Like I said, I've already tested this about several times, and and of course I was like, I know something's going to go wrong, and it did.
Well,
that's the way it goes.
That's the way it goes, man. I mean, I couldn't go live this morning at first. I spent 5 minutes trying to figure out why I wasn't live. I thought my tablet was screwing up, but turns out I had to come in here and actually go to the go live screen before I could go live.
Okay.
And I forgot that's the one thing I forgot to do this morning. So, and I've been doing this for years. So there you go.
Well, it's I don't know what to say. I'm just I'm very honored to be able to have that opportunity, because I can tell you, I think the most of you guys, I mean, you guys get up every morning and entertain us like the way you do. And I got to tell you, I look forward to getting up and going to the sunrises. I miss Drone Bomb every now and then just because he's a little bit earlier, or it's just, I'm getting my coffee ready and whatever. But a lot of times I'm up, but I forgot to go click on it. So
yeah, well, yeah, it happens. So I'm gonna say good morning to Hanging with JD, and there was one other. AZ Drone Dude. I think I said hi to him already, but good morning, David. So Hanging JD's in the house. Paul Murray, I believe, was in the house. So anyway, but yeah, I thought you did a great job once you got your sound worked out, man. Like, well, I was cracking up all those little tidbits you were throwing in there.
Of course, I'm gonna get a copyright. Not a strike, but a warning. But I've already checked into that. At least it says everything's. I don't necessarily advise people to do what I did, but especially if you're monetized. But it said it was okay to play them and stuff like that. So I just went with it. But
morning, Welsh Rob. Yeah, you don't really get a copyright strike. Basically, well, you could. I'm not going to say you won't, but you could get one. But most of the time, they just say you can't monetize this video because somebody else is claiming the copyright.
Right.
And so anything that gets generated off of your video, if there's any revenue generated off that particular video, goes to whoever owned the copyright of the music or whatever. So I don't think they're going to kick you off for that, for what you did. You're not the only one. David, or Phantom Hodges Drones, good morning. Painting with Squirrels, good morning.
It looks like you put in quite a bit of work getting on those audio clips. Must have taken a while.
That's actually not really, but that's the other thing. This community has taught me so much. First of all, I had to figure out how to fly. And Rodney, you've gone down this rabbit hole as well. So you got to learn how to build. You got to learn what a flight controller is, ESC and motors and man, I'm telling you, I got into this by accident. I grew up, I always wanted to fly. Well, I found out how to do it on the cheap now, because when you fly on that drone, buddy, you are on it. So
yep, you know what? I was telling a friend of mine how great it is. It's like actually flying being a pilot of an airplane without actually being a pilot on an airplane.
That's exactly right. It doesn't cost as much to fuel it up. And anyway, so
now I'm beginning to wonder about that. Batteries get quite expensive.
Yeah, they do. But you know what? If you treat them right, they do last a pretty good long time.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
That being said, though, I don't always treat mine right either. So, but anyway, to answer your question, Peter, it didn't really take that long. I got the idea, and look at there. Hey, Max.
What's up, boys?
Good
morning. Good morning.
Max.
Peter, DJ.
What's up?
Scotty, Rodney.
Hey.
What's up, boys?
But anyway, I end up learning about OBS now, and so that's the new thing I've been learning about. So, well, Max, how are you today?
You've jumped right into the deep end.
Turning old, getting up too early.
You gonna go do some flying today, Max?
Nah, I gotta go do adult things today. I was planning on going and get new rims and tires put on my car today, but the guy never got back to me. So,
yeah,
I was supposed to go down to Jersey today to go get new rims and tires because I need new tires on my car, and I got tires priced down. And I can get rims and tires for my car for the same price from somebody else. So,
wow,
go figure. So yeah, that was supposed to happen today, but he never got back to me. So I gotta go do some work today. Yeah.
Yeah. Work gets in the way of a lot of stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. Pays the bills though.
It's nice to get the money, but you got to work for it. That's just like wrong.
True.
I hate that.
Wish I had like 2 million subscribers and YouTube paid me.
So
anyway, does anybody have the Avada yet?
Not me.
Not me. I'm not going to get one.
One just popped up on Marketplace or a Facebook Marketplace. So I sent a text to Maddie. I'm like, so is this guy ready to start lowballing? I didn't send him a price, so it's just like put up like 2 days ago. He wants like $1,300 for it.
Maddie.
What's this guy doing up so early? He's not old yet.
I thought only old people got up this early.
He's got kids, so
yeah.
Oh, well, I guess that qualifies.
It does. When you got one screaming in the middle of the night, yeah.
Yeah. Those were the days. My kid's all grown up now.
Scott, I'm offended.
Why?
All your songs were from before I was born.
Maddie, we can't help it if the greatest music was before you was born.
That's right.
I have to agree with you. It is the greatest music.
Well, Maddie, you knew every song, so that just tells you how good they are.
I did. I was raised on that song, that music, man.
I'll definitely have to watch a recap on that because I'm totally missing everything.
You
gotta-
missed it, Tish. I don't know what you were doing, but you.
Yeah, I was-
Pick him out.
I was
You're out of here, TJ.
You gotta love TJ. What? You were live? What?
No, I was probably working or something. I don't know.
I bet you were live somewhere else, weren't you, Teach?
Yeah.
Using somebody else's stream.
There you
I'm always live.
Whoa. TJ, you want to fly today?
Quite possibly. I have to work at 4, so I know. See,
Get going.
Yeah.
I'm all
Charge
packed.
him up. Go.
I'm ready to go.
Hey,
Go now.
guys, I want to say good morning to Tomas Arios. Tomas, good morning.
Morning.
So,
Morning to everybody in the chat.
hey, Eric, go ahead. Come on. If let me put the link back into the chat, and if you want to join us, Eric, please do.
You only allowed 6, right?
Huh?
You're only allowed 6 in here, right?
No, I'm allowed 10.
At 10.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Only the free version will limit you to 6.
Yeah.
There you go, Eric. It's in the chat, brother.
so if when you pay for it, you have to you can allow more, like Maddie said, more than 6.
Yeah, I can have 10 people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I think they gave you like music and backgrounds and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
All those different options.
So we got Eric.
Eric, you've never looked so good.
We have his camera.
Eric,
What's up?
Where is he?
brother?
Oh, there he is.
Morning, Eric.
Hey,
Well,
Eric.
thank
how's
you.
it going?
Hey, Eric, I appreciate you showing my video the other night, but boy, that couldn't have been a worse night to show my video when you had Bot Grinder on there and all the greatest pilots in the world. So,
Are we getting an echo from me?
No, sounds fine.
It sounds
I don't hear
fine
it, though.
here.
yeah.
Oh, you know what? Hold on 1 second, guys. I think. Hold on. All right.
Well, look,
It's another
TJ.
TJ.
I forgot I had
It's
you guys
TJ.
in the background, so I was getting an echo.
Oh,
Hey, Eric. See this right here? You see that?
Blue Jay.
That's thanks to the flight controller that I won on your channel.
Hey, that's awesome, brother. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you got
That's that Blue Jay, man. I know that startup tone.
Yep. I didn't. This is the quad I crashed in Chicago, and I ruined the flight controller. And because of that one that I won from you, I got it running again.
all
Sweet,
right,
man.
good deal.
I appreciate your support, Maddie. I really do.
Always, bro. Always.
So how'd you end up winning that?
He does
Just came to the
giveaways
live
on his
stream.
channel all the time.
Oh,
Hey, I want to say good morning to Anubis Arts, TJ Grady. Good morning, TJ. And
Hey,
Danny,
TJ.
the View Chaser, is in the house. And Charles Hatmaker is in the house. Good morning, guys.
Morning, guys.
Hey, don't sweat it, Jack Rabbit. I think I thought Bot Grinder liked your video, man.
Well, I'm not sure about the rest of the crew, though. That's a pretty motley crew, which I love them all. I mean, they're great, but and man, can they fly. They are good flyers. I end up watching. I came in on the FPV side, so I know most of those guys. And but anyway, but I'm gonna tell you what, I sure love this side as well. These guys are great, and so many of these guys are turning into FPV pilots as well, and good ones.
That's
too.
awesome.
Yeah.
There's nothing quite like it.
I'm slowly but surely getting my feet wet in the FPV world.
That's great, man. Heck yeah. There's
Yeah.
nothing else like it. The adrenaline you get from it, it's addicting.
Yeah.
Very addicting.
That's
Be ready to
exactly
break stuff.
David Lorenzo.
David.
Good
David.
morning.
right.
Howdy,
Hey,
Morning,
neighbor.
brother. Howdy, neighbor.
Morning, David.
Yeah.
I'm just charging up some packs. I'm gonna actually, my neighbor, he does a lot of the ground RCs, you know, like the trucks and the cars. So I got this giant 7,200 mile 3S pack. I got 2 of them. I got charged for my 6S Felony that does
Wow.
like 70 miles an hour out of the box. So I'm waiting for that to charge so we can go out front and do some bashing. Here, I'll show you the car real quick. Check that guy out.
Oh, wow.
That's nice.
Cool.
Very cool.
Oh, there it is.
Oh,
There it is.
That's
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
Nice car.
Don't destroy it, man. It's pretty.
I know, right? So this is like the bash body, right? And then this is the show body.
Oh wow.
Oh, cool.
This body doesn't ever get run. It's a custom painted. I paid a lot of money for that.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's awesome. It'll burn the tires right off there.
Who are you flying with today, Chris?
Yeah, gonna go down to Chris's, man, and we got some cranes we're gonna fly. Do some crane flying. Oh, I'm stoked.
Oh, I bet.
Actually, I don't think I've ever flown a crane. Actually,
Does Crystal ever fly?
Is David's audio on? I don't know. If
not
his
very
audio's on.
often. But
No.
she flies like the Spark a lot.
Oh, okay.
She has flown FPV. She just doesn't do it very often.
Well, here we go. We got our 9th.
There you go.
Ron.
Full house.
Ron.
Hey,
Morning, Ron.
Hey, guys. David, can you hear us?
Yeah, no audio.
I just barely hear you.
Yeah, I hear him a tiny bit.
I can hear it a little bit. Yeah. A little bit.
Don, you just gotta turn it up.
Turn
Crank it up.
Crank it up.
He's right.
Man, we gotta have like an FPV event over at the school there, Rodney. That's an awesome spot, man.
Oh man, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
It really would.
Anybody hear me now?
I'm game.
A little bit better. Little.
So I was really
Just a little.
disappointed because I didn't realize it when I flew it, but my Action 2 camera that day was out of focus from all the bashings and beatings. Actually, I think it happened in Philadelphia at the abandoned power plant. I hit it so hard that it like knocked the lens out of focus just a little bit, enough to where you couldn't tell like looking at the screen on the Action 2. But when you watch the footage back, I was like, oh man, it's out of focus. But there's no way I wasn't sharing that flight, man. Like I had to share that flight. You know what I mean?
Such an awesome flight. So
It was a lot of fun.
Good morning.
Morning.
So Maddie, well, you know, you weren't able to catch that rocket. I was kind of hoping you were going to be able to.
No,
catch it.
they postponed it to today,
Yeah, that's crazy. What time?
8:45.
That's the Artemis.
Yeah.
No, the SpaceX launch.
Oh,
I thought it was.
did they
the
ever
Ar-
launch the Artemis? The
I
one
thought it was
going-
the. I thought it was the Artemis.
I'm not sure.
Oop,
Oh.
being stared at. I need to.
They're looking at you because they don't want to end up on your wall.
You talking to Ron Lockwood?
Rumors going around.
Man, that battery charged way faster than the other one. Holy crap. It's almost at 12.6 already. Okay. I'm almost
Keep
wondering if
reading,
I have a bum cell on that one lipo.
Okay, so Ron is going to call his friends over. David, how's your?
I don't know. Can you hear me better now?
Can hear you a little bit better. Now we're about here,
louder,
but better.
but we can hear you.
Anybody going to jump on the GoPro 11 Mini?
not me.
I always buy a GoPro when the next one comes out. So if I didn't have the 10, I'd be buying the 10 already. But
I'm holding out for a session. I still believe it's coming just because I'm a skepticism, right?
mhm.
I heard it's coming.
I heard too, so I'm holding fast.
Yep.
Hey,
just
there's
got a-
Dominic. What's up, brother?
I've just got
Morning,
an
Dominic.
old
Well, happy New
GoPro 5
Year.
and a 7.
Oh, did you just get a GoPro 7?
Yeah, I've got a 5 and a 7 Hero Black.
Nice.
Yeah,
You know, 7. They're both nice. Yeah.
yeah, they are good cameras. Yeah,
Well, I'm
excellent.
using on my FPV quads is a 7.
I never
Mhm.
liked the 7. It always turned off on me. It would freeze. I've had a 4, 5, 7, 8, and a 10.
So
But
Eric,
yeah, I always had problems with my 7. Everyone else has been good.
Eric, you
Now,
hold
were
out.
you doing the GoPro program, Max Air? Like, were you trading them in through GoPro, your 7s?
No, Best Buy.
Okay. Because I did
So,
know that
Geek Squad.
the refurbished 7s, they had some issues, like from GoPro. I had one, I got brand new refurbished. I had just traded it in. I crashed it one time and it died, like completely dead.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what the heck?
I've
But it
had
was
that too.
refurbished. Yeah.
So I go to Best Buy and they have Geek Squad on warranty. Now today you brought it in, it just wasn't working, it looked fine. You would have to wait like a week for GoPro to say it's okay to give me a new one. But I found out if you just break your GoPro and still looks fine, just take a hammer to it and make sure it's done, and then they give you a brand new one right away.
There you go. Just make sure it looks completely trashed.
Does
It
it
takes
have
me
to?
about
Does it have to be
45
in your
minutes to
name?
get to.
Hey guys, time out. I want to say good morning to Myra Elaine and to Hot Rod in Daytona.
Good morning.
Who else?
Art.
He
Art
said
called
it looks
Jones
like the
Solutions.
Brady Bunch.
So anyway, okay, carry on.
How are you, everybody?
Eric, are you waiting for the session for nostalgia reasons, or do you think it's going to be a better camera, or what?
Well, like going from the GoPro 8 to the Action 2 was quite a bit of weight savings, right? So between the weight savings and then I upped the mile on my packs now, so I can fly a little bit larger packs to make up for the weight that I lost from the GoPro 8. So now if I was to go to the 11 Mini, I actually will be adding more weight. So I think that I'm going to hold on to the Action 2s, right? I mean, hell, I got 4 of them, right? I'm all in. I mean, wouldn't you say I'm all in?
Yeah.
I got 1.9, but that's just for like doing like exploration stuff, ground photography type stuff. So ultimately, I do have one Session 5 left that I will never ever get rid of. It's always going to be on my desk for nostalgia.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
This will always be here. But now the Mini did not impress me enough to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to sell all my Action 2s now and go with the Mini. Now, don't get me wrong, the specs on it look absolutely fantastic, but the weight is really kind of like why I'm like, nah, I'm just going to wait for the Session, because if they put out a Session 6 that's equally as good as the Action 2, I'm going to be all over it. All over it.
Yeah.
Good morning, JDS. Fly Zone Drone is in the house.
First.
Fly Zone, what's up?
Night Train's in the house.
I don't understand
Night
how
Train.
he's always first. I don't get it.
I think he uses magic. Someone asked who is JDS, the Flying Canuck, John. He can come into a stream. He could be right at the very end of the stream, and he'll say he's.
He'll always say first. He's always first.
Yeah, it's always first.
And then he puts amazing after it.
Hey, Art, how you doing, buddy?
Amazing.
Congratulations on your channel, Art. That's great, buddy. You deserve it, man. You work really hard. That's good to hear, man, about the views.
Sure does.
I think he hit like,
how many?
I want to say it was like 500,000 or over 500,000 views on his channel or something. It was really good.
Wow.
That's how many Art has?
Yeah. He did a post on Facebook.
It looks like we might have lost David. Hey, David Lorenzo, if you can still hear us, brother. Sorry about that, man.
Anybody else doing flying today?
I don't know. It's raining over here. I keep looking out the window, and it's I think there's going to be some storms brewing.
Well, you know what that means. It's whoop time. Break out the whoops.
We got that stupid tropical storm sitting off the coast away, so bringing in the crap weather.
Oh man,
I got a sub 250 coming. It's coming from China, so it'll be a while, but it's a sub 250 without the prop guard, so it's like the size of like a 65 millimeter whoop, but you can like freestyle it and stuff. So I'm excited to try that out.
If I wasn't working today, I'd head over to Maddie's so he could help me study for my 107.
Oh, you went to go get your 107, TJ? That's awesome, brother. Heck yeah, man. Hey, let me give you a word of advice if you don't already know. Check out Tony Northrup. I know it's a little dated, but I'm telling you, the information and the way he presents it is fantastic. It's on YouTube. It's free. Tony Northrup's 107 Study Guide. Check that out. Give it a watch. It's like over an hour, but I guarantee you, if you watch it a couple times, it just teaches you so much about that test.
So who's better, him or Greg?
Greg, TJ's got my Pilot Institute information.
Oh yeah, Greg's fantastic, but
yeah, for sure.
Tony Northrup is just a good free way to like I passed it like just using that only.
Oh,
like
yeah?
just
Wow.
using the Tony Northrup study guide. Like he just explains things in a way that just makes sense to me.
He needs to do something a little more dated. Because I had a lot of questions on that test that had something to do with remote ID.
Yeah, that's the only thing. It is dated, so you will have to, get other resources. But
okay, so here's something that questioned me.
Hey, Ron, angle it down.
So okay,
Can't see him.
I was watching Greg, and he was talking about how he shared a story where he was flying his drone, and he caught a
I need to go refill.
avalanche or something. He caught a video of an avalanche, and I guess he had posted it, and some news channel really liked it and called him about they were wanting to use it on the news or something.
Yep, and he got paid for it.
He was saying, "Don't do that too much because they might catch on to what you're trying to do." But at the same time, if you're posting your content and people like what you're posting, why would they? Like, why would they?
All right, you want to know the moral of that story?
That's wall quality right there. What
the moral of that story is if you're shooting something for fun and somebody offers you money for the shots that you took for fun, you are allowed to accept cash for them. That's the point of that story. Just don't do it too often because then you'll get caught and then it'll become a problem.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like if you're constantly posting content and people like what you're posting and they want to use it, like what's the problem?
the difference is if you know they're using it versus you don't know they're using it. So if you know they're using it and they're using it in furtherance of a business, that's where they're gonna, you would get in trouble technically if it was looked into or investigated. And that's the big thing. It has to be looked into and investigated, meaning they're not just going to randomly just be like, oh, I wonder if this guy's got his 107. Like there has to be an incident that would cause the FAA to look into what's going on.
Hey guys, real quickly, I've noticed that there's some other people trying to get into the stream.
I'm gonna jump off, Rodney.
Now, so, huh?
I do have to go as well, so I will make room for some more awesome people. But I wanted to come in and give Rodney my support, come hang out for a bit, and I appreciate all you guys.
Well, I appreciate you coming in, Eric. It was quite a surprise, man. It's good seeing you, and I hope to get to meet you in real life one of these days.
I figure this is the next best thing, right?
Well, this is the next.
Well, Rodney, when you do this meetup at the school, then we'll all get to meet each other.
That's what I think we should do.
Yeah, let us
have
know.
a school FPV drone meetup. Just everybody come, bring what you have, and we'll just all send it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Send it.
Dan and I will have to check to see at the school, see if it's going to be okay for a mass crowd FPV flyers to show up.
Heck yeah, man. You look into that, brother. I'll be there. You let me know when.
All right, brother.
Later, guys.
Later.
Peace.
Thanks again, Eric.
See you,
Yes,
Eric.
sir.
I got cable being installed here. So I'm going to jump off.
All right, Maddie.
Bye, Maddie.
Have a good
All
day,
right,
brother.
I'm out of here too.
Call me.
Bye-bye.
Later,
Yeah,
boys.
talk to you guys
Have a good
later. Have a
morning.
good day, guys.
Rodney, can you
All right.
only have 10 people total?
Yeah,
Peace,
I
boys.
can only have 10 people.
Well, if there's more to come in, I can jump off too.
Well, I've got Max just left. Sorry, Max. I didn't know you were leaving too. Have a good day, brother. I've got room now for a couple more people. I think it might have been David Lorenzo. Yeah, David. Let's hear you, brother.
Say something. Anything. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Mic
I hear
In your
clicking
own time.
noises.
Click, click, click.
When you're ready.
What is that clicking?
It's funny being stared at like that.
Yeah. Waiting.
Where's my breakfast, you saying? Yeah.
So Ryan, what do you have? $2 there right now?
Just two little ones. I finally saw the big guy a couple days ago. He is huge. Big 10 point.
Hey, it's funny. It's funny you call those big bucks, or I mean, small bucks. In Florida, in Florida, those are big bucks.
No, he's only probably.
Yep, lost him again.
Yeah.
He's only probably, I'd say, a year and a half, 2 years old. Yeah, he's a young guy.
I want to say good morning to Mudball Creative. Don, good morning. FSU
Hey, Don.
Grad 03.
DeMarco's in there.
DeMarco.
Marco.
Good morning.
You know, it's funny, like in the deer world, the women rule. They get down there feeding, and I heard the one this morning, the one doe, she's right there. She let out this hissing noise, and she went over and gave him a kick. He was gone. Like,
That's funny.
well, it was that time of the night. I don't know.
Cat, you're in the way.
She got bossy.
I imagine so.
Food,
Yeah, John says in Virginia, that's good eating.
oh yeah.
That's good eating no matter where.
Rodney, have you heard from Dennis?
He was in the chats. He said he was like 15 minutes away from his destination. That was about 15 minutes ago, actually. So let me see.
Should be almost there then.
Yeah, he should be almost there. He may even be live already.
Hey, Teej, are you going to go out and film the waves from the storm?
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
What did the doe say when she came out of the woods? I'll never do that for $2 again.
Okay, that's way too funny. That's way too funny.
So, Rod, how are you doing, brother?
Feeling old, Rodney. My arthritis is, for the last month and a half, seems to have really sort of kicked itself up.
Oh, man.
Old and stiff.
Yeah, don't you just hate when that happens?
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to the storm, though. Especially since it's like going to turn north. So I have all those Avada videos with the surfers up here at Flagler Beach, and I'm telling you, this week those guys are going to be going nuts as that storm comes north and the waves get bigger here off the east coast of Florida. So I'll have plenty of opportunity to go film some more surfers.
Cool.
Have you ever caught one of the windsurfers, the guys that hold on to the thing while they hold on to?
So I have not up at Flagler, but at Ormond Beach, I've seen a guy out there with one, and I'll be honest, knowing that there's wires and things attached to that guy, it's like I don't think I'd really want to go in the neighborhood because those things can whip around, right? If the wind changes, it could go from 50 feet one direction to 50 feet the other direction. It's like it could like eat my drone if I got too close to it. So it's like, maybe in the neighborhood, okay, but close, no, I don't think I'd try to go anywhere near one of those guys. Those things move around way too much in the air.
Right. I mean, I know they also do it on skateboards too, I think sometimes.
Yeah, they do. So anyways, this is one of those I'm actually looking forward to this storm. It's like it should create some nice waves, and although I'll probably have to get the orange pumpkin out because it could take 40-mile-an-hour gusts with no problems.
That's the Autel, right?
The Autel, the Evo 2 Pro. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Rod, I was quite surprised when you came up that when I first saw that first video with the Autel, I'm like, I kept thinking to myself, I thought you was an Autel guy.
Oh, you mean when I brought the Avata up?
The Avata, yeah.
No, my first drone was the Air 2. I still have it. I got the Air 2 when it came out. I tried to film some fireworks July 4th of that year, which was 2020. And the only way you could see anything at night with that freaking drone was to put it into photo mode and crank everything to max, and then you could kind of see something. And I got so frustrated with it. Literally the next day, I ordered that Evo 2 Pro 6K because with the 1-inch. Because the debate was okay, get the Autel 1-inch. That's a brand new drone, or get the Mavic 2 Pro with the 1-inch. That's like 2+ years old. So yeah, get the newer model kind of thing. Is kind of how I wound up in that boat.
Good morning, Robbie. How you doing today, brother?
I think I'm gonna stop buying drones and start buying RC boats, dude. It's been raining here like flooding for like weeks.
Hey, buy a bigger boat.
Funny you should mention that. Have you looked at not the Dory, but I was just watching a video yesterday of the ROV subs. They have a M2. It's like $2,000 or something, and I'm thinking, for you being out there with all the islands, something like that would be freaking awesome to play around with. I would think the water's got to be clear over there where you're at.
I know. I saw somebody advertised it's like 4 months ago that they were going to invest in the tethered underwater drone.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one.
Here you could use it because the water's clear. At least on the beach side, the seaside here gets all the junk from the palm trees and everything else that floats down in it. And it's bad because sometimes you go eat at a restaurant and sit down and look over on the side of the water and just foam and stuff floats up to the side. They can't keep it clean. There's just too much stuff here that comes through. But yeah, on the water side, it'd be pretty cool to be able to use something like that. But they're expensive.
Yeah, the one that looks like it would be probably pretty decent. Although I shouldn't complain because an Evo 2 Pro rugged bundle is $2,500 right now. It is about $2,000 something. It's the M2 version of their drone. But here in Florida, we have lots of places with the manatees, right? So like the intercoastal, and I know the water in the intercoastal is probably murky, but there are places where if you saw like a manatee or something, you could dump the thing in and try to follow along with it. Or St. John's River shouldn't be too bad. It's fairly clear. In fact, there's a cove where they have underwater cameras where those guys congregate during the winter.
Oh wow!
That you can watch, and that water is pretty clear. And I was like, that would be an interesting add to the hobby, is something like that. You have to know you have some clear water.
Yeah. I want to say good morning to Lone Star UAV and to Drone Life RC and Stingray Aerials. Gary, good morning.
Where in Florida? Where in Florida do you live?
Daytona, but they have that camera in Blue Springs.
Oh, okay.
The hot springs there. So in the winter, the manatees, there's kind of a little lagoon over there that they congregate in. So they literally have underwater cameras for that spot that the state has set up.
Oh, I didn't know you lived here.
Yeah,
I thought you were up north somewhere.
That's where I'm originally from, but no, live here, Daytona. North of Daytona.
Okay.
You and TJ know Florida really well, I'm sure. I decided in '99 when I closed a business, I was going to move to Florida. And I took a trip down there, and I went to a little place called Apollo Beach.
Oh, and yeah.
It's a retirement community, and I didn't understand that. And I went in, had lunch one day, and this guy's like, hey, I travel a lot. I'm going to rent my condo out if you're interested. And I went and looked, and it was like you'd walk in, and there was a glass slide door that just opened up the whole room. You were out on a balcony. The bay was right there. And I was like, this is amazing. And he's like, it's only $500 a month. And I didn't realize why it was so cheap. So I said, hey, this is a deal. I'll take it. So I moved in, got all the furniture. And then I started looking around. And I noticed that I didn't see anybody under 80 anywhere. Anywhere.
Yeah.
And then I went to go eat dinner.
Sorry for interrupting, guys. I want to say good morning to Russell Glarum. Just joined in the chat.
I went to eat one night about 8:30, and everywhere was closed. So I asked somebody, it's like, do we not have any restaurants here? They said, yeah, but they close at like 7:30. And I'm like, why? And they said, well, this is a retirement area. So
Yeah,
I had a friend,
they're all
I had
in
a friend
bed
that
by
lived
then.
in I had a friend that lived in Tampa, and he's like, dude, you need to move to Tampa. You're in your 30s at the time. I said, you're young and single. You need to live out here. So I said, okay. So I moved to Tampa, and they took me out to Ybor City a couple times, and I was like, dude, it's too much for me. It's crazy.
Ybor is an
Robbie?
interesting area for sure.
Robbie, I got a question for you, kind of off subject. Those keychains, you guys sent them out, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long does it usually take? Do they come from Thailand?
They did, but I shipped Johnny about 100 of them and a programmer to program them. So Johnny's going to ship them out from Hammond. So next week he can start shipping them out. Probably Tuesday he's going to get his box, and I've got all the colors in here, and they're ready for programming. And I sent him a programmer to program it.
Okay.
So as we build you because it takes us like a day or half a day to build your social media page that we link this to, and then he'll just scan it and put your web address on it, where your logos and everything are to your social media. And then when you get it, it's already programmed for you. So you'll get them same week, because when I normally ship stuff from Nashville to Johnny, he gets it in like 3 days. So I would say probably anybody in the U.S. that gets them. So they're gonna start to be shipped out to Johnny, and then I shipped him a bunch of the new stuff that we made. Find the camera here. The new products. These are the brakes. This is what holds the battery in place on the Invada. So it's got locks on it. So I mean, I packed it. I've got LEDs in there. I've got a bunch of different stuff in there. So yeah, if you order it, you can go to World Drone Community /store and order it there. And then Johnny will just ship it directly out to you.
Okay, because I was going to order a couple of more for my FPV channel, the For Him FPV. I was going to order
text
a couple more. Okay.
Text me and let me know what you want, and I'll get your page made, and I'll let Johnny know to send them out, and then I'll just send you a text for a Venmo or a PayPal. That way you don't even have to go to the shopping cart and do it.
Okay. All right, I'll do that.
So Robbie, Rodney would feel at home in Ybor City, because he had the rooster this morning talking to him when he was flying, and I'm like, just go to Ybor. They walk around. The roosters and the chickens walk around at Ybor City. The first time I went over there, I was just like, it's kind of crazy, and the traffic all has to stop for them, because they literally just like walk across the road. And
Ybor is like a meat market. I'd never experienced Florida before. On being the single person in my 30s when I was younger, I never realized that, man, it's like we went out to eat. One of my friends was like, you didn't bring a date. And I'm like, well, I'm not married, but you don't have a woman? I'm like, no. And they're like, well, come on in here. And I was like, what do you mean? He said, just come here. And he walked in this steakhouse and walked out with like these 4 girls. And he's like, which one do you like? And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, they're all up for free food. I was like, okay, I'll take her.
Hey, I'm going to say good morning to Leonard, JSK Enterprise. Good morning, my brother. How are you today?
That sounds a little bit like South Florida.
Yeah,
I think TJ froze.
I think TJ froze.
Yeah, I got his sticker. His sticker is hilarious. And
That's
when you look at it, it's TJ.
Speaking of TJ and his sticker, I got it the other day, and I haven't even opened it yet.
I was wondering about that, and I know I sent some to Tammy and everybody, and I was wondering if they got theirs. Yep.
Yeah, TJ is definitely you, buddy. That's just that's a good logo.
Yeah, right. I love it. It's great.
I cracked up when I saw it for the first time.
So did I. When I saw the goatee, I was like, "That's got TJ written all over it."
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
Rodney.
a bunch of others here too. Johnny Drone Flyer, my friend Mela, she's not in the chat this morning, which kind of concerns me because she usually is. But I got one of these from her because she won a sticker pack from Johnny Drone Flyer. And then I got this one. And then I got this one, which I think is co-vacation.
Some of those co-vac.
Yes,
Kovac.
I keep asking them for some, but you know.
And then I got this one too, from Lynn's Capture Online.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just cool stickers. Plus,
yeah, I got a lot of stickers. A lot of stickers at my brother's shop. He's got a computer store in Nashville. He's got a warehouse beside it that we store a lot of stuff in. He's like, I got boxes of stuff here that's got World Road Community on it. I was like, just save it because it costs so much to ship here. When we ship out here, we have a 5K minimum. So we got to send 5K out in size and weight. Or I could throw one keychain in there and pay it, but it's very expensive to be able to do that. And then it takes a long time unless you like now we use FedEx. So when I ship stuff to Johnny and I'll ship stuff to Al Duran in Richmond, I send it FedEx or UPS. They get it in 4 days. It's more expensive, but it's packed with stuff. So it kind of offsets price.
Hey, Tomas, you have a good day, brother. I don't know if you're still in the house, but you have a good one, my friend. So I've been trying to keep up with what we're all talking about in the chats, and I'm finding it difficult. So
I'm just sitting here minding my business, feeding the critters.
Been keeping an eye on them.
There is one doe here. I just find it so interesting to watch animal behavior. One doe here, she is ruling the roost. She has ran off 7 other deer. She's in a bad mood.
Oh man, must be that time of month for her.
Watch this for a minute. Any deer that comes, well, she's letting a few in, but watch her. Watch how moody she gets.
Is she after food? Is she run?
Yeah, I've got food out there. That's her right there.
Yeah.
Hey,
Jeez.
Damn it!
But even that buck that's behind her, she'll run him off in a minute, probably.
TJ, you okay?
Yeah, our stupid cat. Every time I don't know, like you know how cats get. They get under your feet, and then I don't know. She just randomly just comes up and bites us for no reason at all. Like I wasn't even doing anything. She just bit my knee.
Hey, Ronnie, you have a good day, brother.
I'm gonna pick her up and put her outside. Let's let her go and just like let her run outside.
Hey, Tej, you know the answer to that, right? Get another cat. I have two cats, and there's a saying. There's one lady that I saw on YouTube. She says it takes 2 cats to make a whole cat, because the 2 cats keep themselves entertained, and they won't bother you as much. My male, which I got first, he was kind of really bite with us when he was a kitten. When we got the second kitten, he stopped that crap.
Well, see,
and they literally keep each other entertained. So you won't tend to have that problem.
Well, we used to what the heck? When you get we used to foster baby kittens.
See, there she goes.
And then after a little bit, we'd bring her downstairs, and then her eyes would just get really wide. I'm like, oh my God, there's a bloodbath about to happen.
Yeah, introducing cats is an interesting thing to do.
Wow,
I just get scared sometimes.
Well, she's cranky.
She is cranky, isn't she?
She's not pregnant, is she?
No.
Oh.
What are you feeding her?
Just corn.
It's corn.
Yeah, I buy a 50-pound bag down at the feed store for like $12.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I used to live on a farm in Kentucky, and we had a lot of deer, and worked at a factory. We made electronics, And some of the guys, you know, they'd always want to come over and go hunting. And some of them would tell us, you know, we're starting to hunt. Got any advice to attract deer? And I said, yeah, go get you some peanut butter, just, you know, and rub the peanut butter around the bottom of the tree and they'll come lick it. And he came a couple of days later. He goes, man, I didn't see no deer, but I couldn't keep the damn squirrels off that tree. And I was like, I said, you used the wrong peanut butter. He goes, I used that Jiffy. I said, yeah, but you got the ones with the peanuts in it.
I think I remembered when I was little, like when you would put and make feeders out of them, you get a pine cone and spread peanut butter all over it, and then put the bird seed and stuff, and you just roll it around in the bird seed.
See if she gets cranky again.
Yeah, we used to buy big blocks. They were like 12 by 12 blocks, and they're salt licks. They make different ones. They make some for cows. They've got like molasses mix in them, but we had some for deer. We had one for deer called cocaine, and you dig a hole and put it in there, and the hole would start off this big, and before you were through, you had an 8-foot circle where they had dug out the ground trying to get to the salt.
Hey.
Good morning.
Morning, Dennis.
Where are you headed off to this morning?
I'm
you going somewhere?
BL Bliss State Park. Can you hear me?
Oh, nice.
Okay.
A little bit. In and
Can you
out.
hear me?
Yeah, you're in and out, Dennis.
Well, maybe I need to find another place.
All right, Ron.
Yeah.
Ron, you leaving?
No, I'm just telling the deer goodbye.
Oh, okay.
I'm going inside.
Bye, deer.
Bye, dear.
All right, bye, dear.
Oh, dear.
Should I get upset if he doesn't say goodbye?
Yeah.
They're looking at Ron like, what? Are you nuts? We don't talk.
Yeah, where I live, we have freaking herd of deer running around. There was a guy down at the end of the one street that used to feed them corn. I remember taking my drone up and looking around. There was like about 15 of them wandering around on the golf hole.
Yeah, I've Ben T. Good morning. I've almost run over a couple of deer going up my road here.
I don't recommend that.
No, I've done it before, and it wasn't fun.
Oh yeah.
I was to work one day, and the guy that owns those fields, the farmer that owns those fields, also has a bunch of cattle, and one of his cows got loose and was on the road, and I come around a corner and almost, I mean, when I stopped, I was about that far from the cow, but I was about 3 feet from the cow when I stopped.
Rodney, you see Dennis is showing where he's at.
Yeah, I see that here. Let me expand that.
I'm at Lester Beach, if that means anything to you, but I may have to move because signal is too poor. I can't do a live stream from here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go looking for a place, I guess. But great to see everybody, and I'll check in with you later.
Lake Tahoe.
Okay, brother. Yeah. Thanks for popping in. We'll be looking for you.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, Rodney.
I saw a guy hit a cow one time, Rodney.
I'm sorry?
I saw a guy hit a cow on a big LTD. I didn't actually see him impact it, but the guy was speeding, and he flew around the corner down in Nashville on one of the back roads, and I heard this crash, and we went out there. His bumper was like way over there. A wheel was over here. That cow just like, there was no more car.
So I'll tell you a story about hitting a cow. I was 15, I think, because at 15 you could drive a motorcycle without a license, without a license. So I'm coming home, and we have cows that are there. Usually the cows are at the front of our mile-long driveway. They weren't there, so I gunned it, got to the other end of them where dodged the first two cows and hit the third cow in the neck, and went end over end, bit my front forks 90 degrees. I was lucky, just fell, had a bruise on my knee, got up. The poor cow wasn't doing too good. I hobbled home, went to go get my gun, and I woke my mother up while I was doing it. And she says, I told her what I was doing. She says, don't worry about it. That cow's okay. Of course, I got there the next morning. It wasn't okay. So,
oh boy.
Oh man. M Drone 1 is in the house. Mark, good morning.
Yeah, I was driving through Wisconsin once. Actually, it's going to my military thing that year. Going
Good
to
news,
Wisconsin
bro.
to go to northern Michigan. Just kind of like cruising along on the road, and the next thing I know, there's this big black bear crossing the road, like right in front of me.
Oh my!
Fortunately, I was driving the vet, so the vet goes from like 60 to 0 in like 2 seconds, so I didn't wind up hitting him. But it was just like, holy crap! I wouldn't want to hit something like that walking across the road. That's a pretty big thing to be trying to run over.
Do they attack? I mean, if you see those out and you're driving, do they run from the cars or like will they approach you?
The one that I saw was just crossing the road. I don't know that he even knew that I was in the neighborhood. So
I've never had any run in with bears. I hunted one time up in Virginia, up in where was it? Up towards Charlottesville, and I had a bow and I was up in a tree. And I got down and I asked my friend, man, I said, I didn't see no deer. I said, you need to keep your damn cows out of here. He goes, what do you mean cows? I was like, dude, this cow poop everywhere. He goes, that ain't cow, that's bear. I was like, you have a bow.
There was a video. I don't know if I saw it on Facebook or on YouTube, but this hunter was sitting up on his tree stand, and he must have been a good, I don't know, 15, 20 feet off the ground, right? And this black bear crawled up there and started nosing around where he was at. And the guy had a camera and he had it pointing down, and you could see this bear coming up the tree, right? The bear gets up there and it just starts sniffing around this guy.
Well, they get curious as heck, yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? If that'd been me, the bear would have run from the smell.
Exactly.
The bear not only craps in the woods, but so does Rodney.
So does Rodney. And he doesn't even take his clothes off to do it.
Oh, that's funny.
You know, I wonder when Bob from Old Farts and the Drone, when they do that trip next summer in the June, you know, when they get towards southern Alaska, I would think they'd be able to see lots of brown bears flying around. Well, Ron, you've been up to Alaska, so
yeah, I actually only saw 2 black bear where I was at. It's uncommon, the island I was on or near, but the coast, what they call the coastal brown bears, the big, I guess known as the lower 48 is a grizzly. They have moved into the area and they've spooked all the black bears away. The black bear want nothing to do with them. But I was down at the river the one day here just about a week and a half ago, and the paw prints were just, my God, huge.
Wow.
I
But
don't know, man. When I grow up, I want to be just like Bob and just travel everywhere.
Rodney, I'm fixing to have to get out of here. My daughter's actually having a baby shower this morning, so I need to get back to the house and go see if I need to go help doing anything. But,
all right,
He's gonna go help eat some food.
Yeah. Well, before you leave, Scott, I just want to say thank you so much for popping in and jumping in and being there for Dennis. And man, you were fantastic, even with your technical difficulties in the beginning. You ended up, like I said, I laughed the whole time.
Well,
I'm definitely gonna watch a recap of that. I gotta watch it for sure.
Well, I do appreciate it, and it's a great honor to be able to do it. I think the most of all you guys that do this all the time, and I really appreciate you doing it because it is entertaining to the rest of us as well. So,
Scott, I have resubscribed to you today.
So, without saying the name, there's someone in the chat. He's wanting to get us to say hi. So I said hi, but I'm not going to say your name because I know what you're doing. So, and I'm debating whether I want to time this person out or not.
Anyways, Ron, I used to know a guy.
Yeah, don't say it. Just
who worked for us, but he was up in the Seattle area, and he used to go salmon fishing every year. And
See you
obviously
later,
when the
Scott.
salmon are running, the bears are running.
Oh, Scott.
Yeah.
So,
Did you guys
the
get
good?
that?
Hey, Rodney, you know the good thing about having your live stream, dude? You make the rules.
Yep.
You don't like something, you do it, because we all pretty much know each other, and it's kind of like family. Me and my brother can be pissed at each other and talk about each other and get mad, but if anybody else says anything about them, I'll kill them. Same way with me. It's called brotherly love. So sometimes we got to do what we think's right and hope that the people that are in our live streams understand why we did it. So you're in control of that, my friend.
Oh yeah. Well, Artco just timed him out. So,
Yeah.
but I wasn't gonna fall for that.
Yeah.
You never know if somebody's real or fake or what.
Well, Ron and Peter will probably remember this, but I was doing a live stream. It was Saturday Morning Coffee with Rodney and friends, and I thought Dennis was coming on.
Oh,
I think it turned out it wasn't Dennis. And so
his logo and everything.
Yeah, it was his logo and everything. So what so from now on, that's why I don't leave the link to the panel in the chats for more than 30 seconds, because I don't want the riffraff coming in.
Look at all that Telegram bullshit that's going on in comments all over the place. It's just like,
What's that, Rod?
There's scam guys that try to link to Telegram. You'll watch a video and then you'll get a reply back, and it looks like the guy's logo says, "Hey, you won something, contact me on Telegram," blah blah blah, and it's complete other bullshit scam. So
yeah. I want to say good morning to Wayne B.
You see what Jim said?
I am fake. My name Fred.
My name Fred.
My name Fred. That is funny though. Sometimes you'll see something on the internet that you want to buy. It looks really interesting, and then you think, "Hey, it's a U.S. company," and then you read that says, "This drone be really good," and you're like, "Okay, it's not the U.S."
Yeah, exactly. When you read the comments and they're really not proper English, it's like, yeah, okay, we know where those comments came from.
Hey, I like watching the one that comes on there and they show like a Matrice shooting a water hose, and they say this $5,000 drone, and then they switch and it looks like a Mavic 2. They said you get this small drone, and I was like, well, hell, it just shrunk a minute ago. It was a Matrice 600, and now it's like an Air 2 size.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm debating on what drone I want to get next, because when I went to the meetup that Al had over in Boynton Beach, I flew Key Largo dude. I flew his Mini 3, and I really liked it, but I also like the Air 2S too. So I like on the Mini 3. I like how the camera turns sideways so it fits your phone or whatever when you're making a video. But I like the Air 2S. How it's got the extra sensors and all this stuff, and it's got a slightly bigger camera on it.
Well, it's gonna boil down to remote ID, where the Mini 3 remote ID is non-issue, even for the Air 2S. Because Air 2S is one of those that's remote ID capable as soon as they release the firmware, so you're not really gonna have to worry about it with that one either. But maybe the bigger difference is if you plan on flying in tons of wind, right?
Exactly.
If you're gonna fly in tons of wind, then I'd go with the Air 2S. If it's normal Florida, light breezes at the beach kind of thing, great. The Mini 3 will work great.
Yeah.
Hey, Rodney.
Camera wise,
Ron.
It's close enough to not have to worry about.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, 2 or 3 different days this week I've been out, scouting and getting ready for hunting season on Monday. But I have my Rodney Bell Cup. But starting Monday, I'm taking my Rick Halber Cup, the big giant thing that he bought me.
Yeah.
To fill that thing, it's down in the garage. I wish I could show you guys, but I remember one day he was out somewhere and he walked by. He was at a store and he walked by a counter or something, and he's like, "Oh my God, that has Ron's name written all over it." It's a big giant. What's the name of the real famous coolers?
Thermos.
What is it?
Thermos.
No, it's
Coleman.
Yeah, one of them. But anyhow, it's all in camo and it has a deer on it, and it said opening day of deer season should be a national holiday.
Well, that's probably true here in the U.S. Yeah.
Memory of Rick.
So TJ, when you fly, TJ, how far out do you fly?
I fly pretty far. Like hell, Walmart's literally right up the road from me, so I could stand on our patio and fly my Mavic Air 2 from my patio all the way to Walmart.
I'd get the if you're going to keep your Air 2, I'd get the Mini 3 because the Air 2 is so close to the Air 2S.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, the image, anything, you know, and it's nice that camera turns up. I mean, you can do that in post editing. You can do that with your software, but it's so close to the Air 2. I had the Air 2 and I had the Air 2S both, and I actually just shipped off the Air 2S and I sold it to Joe America, one of Johnny's friends, and one of the new guys in the group that I just noticed. He bought it, but I had the Mini 3. The only thing about the Mini 3 is when you fly it, normally when I fly the Air 2S, I hear it coming back to me. The Mini 3 is so quiet, man. You just like, I got to look around because I'm like, where am I? You know, you got to let it's quiet.
Yeah.
So if you want sort of well, save your money for like an Air 2S kind of thing, I was looking at it. Amazon Renewed has the Air 2S, just the drone, for $7.99. And you can obviously bind that to your Air 2 controller. You can obviously use all the batteries that you have from Air 2 with that. So you could buy just the 2S drone for like $7.99 on Amazon Renewed. And that goes through their whole certification process. And as far as I know, I think even DJI does the work and then sends it to Amazon to ship out or something like that. So
you don't even need the Fly More combo because, like you said, the
right,
batteries fit in there and all this.
Everything
stuff.
you have will work. So you can buy just that drone for $7.99. I've looked at it because I have that Insta360 Sphere, which only fits on the Air 2. And my Air 2 is starting to show its age a little bit. So I've thought about buying an Air 2S just to have as a backup to fly that Sphere camera.
Well, my Mavic Air 2 is still pretty new because the previous one that Matt had sold me, I was flying it one day and I think somebody may have I was at the beach with my wife and her parents when they were in.
There goes TJ's internet.
Yep.
Rod, how do you like that Sphere?
I love that Sphere so much, Ron, that I really want to go get an X3. Because I don't have any ground-based version of their cameras.
I was at the beach one day, and I was flying my Mavic Air 2, and her dad was like, "How far can that thing go?" Like, man, it can go pretty far. So, I was, flying over the beach, and then I flew out over the water. And then after a few minutes, I couldn't see the camera for nothing. I was freaking out. And so I ran out to the beach, and this lady approaches me and says, "Oh, you know what? I thought it was a seagull going for a dive, but your drone just fell right into the water."
Oh,
man,
wow.
I was so angry.
Oh,
I was so
no.
pissed.
Oops.
I was so pissed. So, who was it that sent me another Air 2? Who the heck was it? It wasn't David. It was crap. I forgot. But he had sent me another Mavic Air 2. So, mine's still pretty new. So I don't know if I want to.
Yeah. So to answer your question, Ron, about the Sphere, the Sphere is really awesome if you're sort of following things that may be moving around where it's like freaking hard to keep the damn drone camera on whatever you're filming.
Oh, right,
And it's one of those, just keep the drone in the neighborhood, right? And then in post you can flip it and flop it and keep it on the target all you want. I have a video where I was following the pelicans, and literally all I was doing was just kind of keeping it in a straight line and trying to keep somewhat of a distance. I didn't have to worry about keeping the camera on the pelicans because it's like, okay, I'm flying. I got this 360 camera. I'll just do it all in post. That worked out great. So if you're going to go shoot something where it's got a lot of movement and it sort of be hard to keep the drone pointed at the target, that sphere is freaking awesome for that type of a scenario.
I'm going to try with the X3. Like I said, I destroyed my X2 up in Alaska. Stupid me in a hurry one morning, and that tiny little battery door. That thing's only like a quarter inch.
Oh
big.
yeah. I remember that you
So I
saying that
unplugged
story.
it in the room that morning. Got down on the boat, and the first time we were pulling a halibut in, I stuck the kit. As soon as I stuck it underwater, I mean, as small as that little door is, I looked down underwater. I'm like, oh crap.
Just don't do that with the X3 because it's still got the same problem. It may be more waterproof, but not with the door open.
But the thing that kind of disappointed with me on this trip is the stitching on the X2 this trip was absolutely terrible. I was not happy with it at all. And
I'll be right back, guys.
I was noticing, one lens being really dark and the other one being really light. And boy, when you try to pan or do whatever in the post, in the desktop app, it was terrible.
The lighting was changing around too much. Yeah.
So as I'm going through my footage now, I'm trying to put that Alaska video together. This one's going to take me a while. I have 22 gigs of footage between the drone and 5 cameras.
Yeah, I've got a lot of, because last week, because the waves were kicked up from the last storm that was pushing waves up here, so I have a lot of surfer stuff, and obviously had the Avata was new, so I was flying. I want to go back and sort of cut out all the little snippets where I had them up on the board and put them all back to back in a singular video, but I got like 50 plus files to go through to pull snippets out of. It's going to take me a little while to do, but I kind of want to do the same thing.
Better, but
the reviews look like it's better.
I wish they would have made that sphere for more than just one drone.
I think this is kind of probably an experiment for them. If it has done well, obviously I have no idea whether it has or it hasn't. I'll just say that for me, it's a nice little add-on. It's got its use cases 100%, where it's like, okay, this just makes it easier to do, kind of thing. And even for me, even if it's not, follow the pelicans or follow the surfers, it works great for surfing. Because you never know. There's guys in front of you. There's guys behind you. You never know which one's going to do what. So you can obviously, in post sort of target the right one. But even things such as like flying straight down the breakers at the ocean, right?
Right.
And sort of flying low and flying along the breakers, being able to sort of flip that video around and look down, and being able to do things like that with the video is freaking fun to do. With that sphere.
I bet.
So, and because of the way it fits on there versus like, getting a mount and sticking an X2 or X3 on top of your drone kind of thing. It's built for the drone, so you don't see the props, and it does all of that for you. It mounts fine. The drone flies fine. It doesn't seem to be any sort of weirdness to how the drone moves around and maneuverability or anything like that. So it's great from that perspective versus, having something sticking up on top that's catching all the wind.
Was it 2 years ago I let Dan, Florida Dan, he put my X2 on one of his FPV drones. I'm like, I was scared to death. I'm like, this thing ain't going to come back in one piece, but it did.
Yeah, I ordered an FPV or the little Tiny Hawk thing because I was thinking I was going to get the FPV because I saw a review on the Pavo 360, which you could put the 1RS into the frame. It's kind of a flat FPV designed to hold the 1RS, and so you can't see the drone in it. And because I was like, boy, that'd be really freaking cool. So, hopefully DJI, I'll tell those guys when they're, kind of stopping and noodling on, okay, what the hell else can we do to a drone kind of thing? Because we're definitely at that point of there's not much more they can add that's going to really add tons of value for us, right?
Yeah.
Where, maybe they'll come out with one of their own that's a camera drone that is a 360 drone. Not having to worry about where the drone is pointed for your video and trying to keep something on target of what you're shooting at is really nice.
Have y'all used the Peanut?
Rodney, of Dennis right now. I just being that I lived right beside Reno for 2 years or beside Lake Tahoe. I'd love to be there.
Hey, Rodney, I'm going to drop out. I'm going to have a relatively early night tonight.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
Peter.
All right, Peter, we'll see you.
Except
Thanks
in
for
the
having me,
winter,
and
Ron, with the 10 feet of snow.
See you later on. Bye.
Hey,
Hey, Hot Rod. Let me ask
like-
you and have y'all used the Peanut? What's the small 360 they make?
The Go 2?
Yeah,
Yes, the Go 2.
Go
I think.
2, yeah. But it's not a 360 though, is it?
Yeah, it is.
I'm looking for something really small and really light. I had an idea I wanted to try. When we get the GoPros and we buy that famous 44-piece kit for $9.99 and it comes with every attachment in the world in the black box.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that long piece of plastic with an arch and you see people put them on the chest for the chest cameras? I want to be able to take the mount on the Avata, okay? And I want to run that this way where it lays on the battery and comes up, where I've got a back view of the drone while it's flying. So it shows the drone as it's flying. And the Avata, if it's light enough, even with the plastic rod that you're using to connect here to the top part, it'll still be able to handle the weight. And I just wanted to be able to do it to make some videos to show,
you're right,
show how
Ron.
the drone is.
It says Action Cam, not 360. I'm looking at their website.
So it looks like Dennis is not going to be able to go live for his sunrise stream. So he's going to be sending some pictures afterwards. We'll probably be done by then, but anyway. So Dennis, if you're listening, sorry about that, brother.
That's the piece.
So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking put it on the top of this for the Avata. And then, well, look, as I put it on here, I want to run that back up here behind it. Sorry.
You could do something like that.
Yep.
And then the smallest camera that I can get on it where I can actually get the drone from the back view as it's flying.
So the Go 2 would work for that. It's an action cam, so it's not a 360. But if you did that where you put it behind it and you had it pointed down at the cam, that would work. If you look at their
I thought that Go 2 wasn't 360. I thought it was. Just
it's not 360. I just looked.
It would be perfect.
People that do that with drones.
I'm sorry.
I've seen videos where people have done that with drones.
Exactly,
It's
but
really
I want to do
cool.
it. I want to try to do it with this.
Yeah.
Look in the chat, Robbie. I put the link to that
But
Go 2.
the question, Robbie, is that
But it's tiny for sure.
Does like the 360s? I know they make I've had this on different things with my 360, but in the software it makes this thing disappear. The question is, does that Go 2 make this disappear, but only see your drone? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't really matter because honestly, it's positioned like this from the back. Sorry, guys.
Oh, I
I'm looking
see.
at the wrong hand. It's positioned like this. So I'm going to be pointing down anyway. So it's not even going to have the stick really. Yeah, it'll have maybe a little of the stick, but you'll still be able to see the drone from here. And that was the whole thought. But I want to get the smallest light, the lightest that I can use. And I've never tried any of those products. I've always gone with GoPros or the Actions. But even when we made these mounts with the GoPro stuff on the top, the Action 2, by the time you put the adapter and everything else on it, it sticks up like freaking, it's too tall. And that's the whole purpose of this, be able to get in tight spots. Well, it's kind of like the boat trying to go onto the bridge and it hits. You don't want something really tall. Now, the GoPro is better because it's lower, but the mount for the Action 2,
Right.
it's really too tall for it. But I've seen people putting them on it.
So they
I
make
wanna
an
say good
adapter,
morning to
Ron?
Kira Show and to Mela. Welcome to the chat.
So Ron, do they make an adapter for the 360 to go to the GoPro mount style mount?
It has the my X2 has the quarter 20 thread.
Right, which is a normal camera thread thing, but that so.
But GoPro, yeah, that
Somebody must make an adapter that screws into that then.
Yeah, they do. I have one.
I wonder if you can take the peanut from here to here. Software will level that out, or do you have to do it in post?
For
the little peanut, it's shaped this direction, straight up. I wonder if you could mount it sideways.
Oh, you can mount. Yeah.
Keep the height.
So, Robbie, if you look in the private chat there, I put the link to that.
I saw it.
You're right, because it's got that 1/4 inch thread in it, right? If your little hook, right, you had the thread here, you could mount that thing facing down and video it from that way versus standing up and then looking down in the video.
Well, I don't care on the back part as much with if I use that plastic piece that Ron had, but I was also thinking about trying to make, I want to have a mount that I can use on top of the Avata, but it not be too tall. So I think I'll make a new mount that's sideways. That way it's like really, really, it's not way up here. It's
oh yeah. That look at that go-to. And I think I think you'll get some ideas because on their website they actually show a mount that's up on a guy's head where it's sideways and kind of flat. So
because these are the long ones
your idea
that are used for the GoPros.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually made a short one that stops here. It's only this long.
Yeah.
With the thread, and if I get the peanut and make the mount for it, where I can use that, or I guess I could probably make something that's a snap-on.
Sure.
It would be pretty good because I made a. Let me grab my bag here. I've been working on a new idea for the. Okay, here we go. I've been working on this one here to fit just this one. For the battery.
Oh, yeah.
So I got it made and I got it printed out and it fits well. I've got so it's made just for this one, not if you're going to switch to like the Fat Shark real wide ones, which I'll make one longer for that. But I'm also building into it where it'll hold this because, hell, I'm going to strangle myself.
That is a pain in the ass. I ordered one of those holders off of Amazon and you can wrap it around. It's got the thing, but I don't know.
But I'm gonna put it in all one piece. I'm putting it all in one piece. So what I did was, it's kind of like when I made this, I made this different. So this is actually PLA on the inside and TPU on the outside. So it's two. Because the issue is, a lot of people that are making these are making them out of the full TPU. They can come loose. This material is too flexible, no matter how you do it. So I've got it where I've got two clamps on it. Here. Sorry, let me get my camera right here. And this notch locks in place. So you actually slide this end and this end on like at a 45. And then as it locks in place here and snaps in here, there's nowhere for it can't come out. It's permanent.
Oh, yeah,
but the issue is are these right here. If you make them in PLA during a crash, of course, it's still going to give you cushion because it's going to crash this part first. But I actually made this out of TPU. So I've got PLA and TPU onto each other.
Yeah.
That way I've got the PLA to hold it onto it and the TPU to take some of the impact.
You know, you should make I think I forget who it is. Maybe it's Starter C. I saw it on Amazon. They're making these little bars that sort of fit on the front that sort of extend that front barrier a little bit farther out. I don't know. I tend to run into palm fronds and weeds a lot.
Here the problem is if you put anything past where I've got it, it'll show up in the camera. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the limitation on where it's at. But when I was trying to come up with a solution for the battery, I saw people actually putting Velcro through here.
Yep.
Pulling it through the other side and coming in the back. Well, if you've taken the battery off and you looked at what they're wrapping around, it's like that thin.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of people have already said it was broke. So, and then I saw one mount the guy made. It looked like a hook like this, and it lays in here.
Ooh.
And in here. But the problem is it lays. It moves around when you fly it. So I'm printing them off.
Not good.
So what I did was, if you'll look at the side of the battery, there's a notch in the battery.
Yes.
I'm going to give you a bad measurement. It's 1/8 of an inch indention into the battery, okay?
Sort of hook into that kind of thing.
You see the shape of that.
Yep.
So when you put it in, it's actually the same shape as the frame.
Mm-hmm.
So when I made this part right here, it's the same, and it locks in. So when you pull it over the design and it locks in that 1/8 of an inch gap right there.
I see what
the battery can't come out because it's locked in the indention there. But yet you can still, after you change these screws out, you can still pull out on this to flex it, and you can slide your battery out. But I'll tell you one thing, if it comes out with this thing in there, it would have to physically break the external frame in order to get it out, because
it was a really hard hit.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it would take a really hard hit. And that's the main reason we put these here, like the other mounts have used, to screw them in, because it just gives that extra little bit more of a force. But I had a couple of people with the Velcro, and I asked one of the guys, I was like, how's the Velcro doing? He goes, I cracked my frame. I was like, how did you crack your frame? He said, the little thin piece on the inside, it pulled out. Exactly. So I was like, okay, because I was going to try Velcro too.
Was that just is that just an extra layer of plastic you put around, like on the guards on the thing?
Yeah, these are a lot of people are making different guards, and I made these so if you hit something, it'll just have some of the, and it'll help absorb some of the impact. And I've had a couple of people say, well, why would you need them? Because isn't that what this is for? Well, the issue is, and if you've had Cinewoots before, if this flexes, your prop's gone, because it's going to break your prop. That's one of the issues. But I've seen some pretty bad crashes on the Avata, on the Facebook Avata group that they've got, where people are showing stuff. I've seen like frames at the top.
Were they doing it in acro mode though, or in sports mode? Acro mode, I would believe they would whack it. I fly in sports mode, and I literally hit one of those green fence posts for like wire fences the other day. Yeah, God, it kind of scared me, because I thought looking at it in the goggles, it looked like I was going to hit the camera square right on the edge of the freaking post. It survived.
I've seen a lot of people on this outer frame here, especially the top, it get all tore up. So I like this because it's got enough beef on the top, it can take some of the impact pounding on it as it goes
Obviously,
in.
if you hit something and the drone lands upside down, right, and that gives you a little more protection on the top.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be doing that. But anyway, hey, it holds my battery in. I like it. I got a little extra protection here. You never know. You know, some people said that when they've tried to do power loops and stuff in manual mode, that the batteries popped out. And
see, that's how Philly Drone Life lost his. I think he tried to. I don't know whether he was trying to do a power loop at the time, but the battery popped out on him. And you know, from where he was, they found the battery, I don't know, 1 or 2 building tops over from kind of where they were. They never found the drone, but
oh Lord.
I can imagine in a power loop going 60 mile an hour, going straight up, that battery would drop out the back.
Now,
Well,
is there obstacle avoidance on that thing?
No,
No,
none.
there's no sensors or anything on it.
Just downward.
Yeah, just downward. You know, TJ, you make a good point, and you had made a comment before about the Air 2 and the Air 2S flying it over water and all this other stuff. I mean, honestly, guys, when y'all go out and fly, do y'all depend on your avoidance system? Because I don't.
I turn it off.
Because normally, yeah, I mean, honestly,
I turn it off. It's more of a pain in the butt.
It's funny because when I first started flying drones, Al Duran used to get on to me because I would not look at the screen. I would look at the drones. I'm flying like this. He's like, "What are you looking at? Are you praying?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Dude, look down on your screen." I was like, "But I'm worried. I'm worried about where the drone is." He goes, "Well, you got the same view here." And I said, "Well, how do I know I'm not going to hit anything?" And he's like, "As long as you got your altitude right, you won't." Well, here, my magic number here is 27 meters. If I'm 27 meters, I'm not going to hit anything around them flying if I'm out of the city, except for a radio antenna, which I can see coming.
Yeah. And you know, I think that's true of most of us. The obstacle avoidance, like when you're new in an area, okay, then it's probably, you know, it's kind of worth it. But, you know, after you've flown someplace for, you know, a dozen times, you kind of know where all the trees and buildings and everything is at. Your brain has mapped everything, and it's like, you know how to stay out of trouble, so you don't need it.
The beeping kind of hits your brain when you're first learning of, okay, I'm coming up to me. Why is it beeping? Oh, okay, it's a sensor. But then after a while, when you don't use it, you just automatically remember, oh, I'm getting close. I need to think about the sensor.
Well, we're like me flying over the ocean. What am I going to hit besides a bird? Well, I can't avoid the bird. The bird's going to hit it. Isn't it? It's not like I'm going to get out of its way.
What was that, Ron?
I would say that's where I got in trouble with my Mavic 2. Was that 2 summers ago? I was in the canyon, and I'm yawning, panning around, and those side sensors, they're worthless. They don't work in regular mode, the P mode. It wasn't until I got enough into the pine tree where the front sensors saw the branches. Well, by then it was too late.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
that sits up on that mountain.
The biggest mistake I made, where I almost lost a drone, and luckily I haven't lost one yet, was when I bought the Altel Light Plus. Because I mean, dude, it's a big drone. It's in between the Air 2S and the Mavic 3. And I took off from a gazebo about 300-foot boardwalk. There's a gazebo on the end. And past the gazebo, there's a little landing pad where people stand to take selfies. And I flew from there. And then when I came to come back to land, of course, people that were eating at the restaurant were all over it. And I couldn't get there. So I was like, okay, I'm going to have to land it on the boardwalk. The boardwalk was only maybe 4 foot wide, right in that range, real narrow.
Yeah,
and I came straight down. Yeah. And when I landed with the camera facing me. And really what I should have done is I should have used those forward and reverse sensors and turned it sideways so it would see the guardrail here and the guardrail here. Mm-hmm. And as I started coming down and had a little bit of wind and I got it really close, you know, that last 6 inches before it lands, it kind of drifts left and right. I lost it. And when I did, it actually turned upside down. And thank goodness that it didn't scoot its way up under the little rail because there was plenty of room. And I saved the drone. But it did make me realize that when you're on a boardwalk and you've got a tight area, do not land. Use those sensors. Turn it sideways where it sees those handrails. And that way, I mean, it can go left and right all at once. It's not going to go anywhere. But it was a learning. It was something learning that you learn when you're flying in different areas.
Right. But that's also where you can get in trouble with those things because, you know, the sensors will make the drone start moving around. And then so you're trying to correct on the thing. And sometimes you're kind of fighting and you can wind up causing a crash because you're fighting the sensors kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a wind issue. I mean, honestly, TJ, if you've already got the Air 2, dude, buy the Mini 3 it really is a good drone. I mean, I just sold my Flymore pack for $750.
Yeah.
Everything. And I shipped it.
And I just looked on Amazon. I did see just the Air 2S for $700 something, like you were
Yeah. The renewed ones.
Yeah.
And because it's coming from Amazon renewed, right? Not one of those stupid vendors out there. This is coming through Amazon, and Amazon has personally checked it, and that I would trust.
Yeah, to me, there's not enough difference between those two drones. If I still had my Air 2, that I would buy an Air 2S. There's just not that much of a difference. If I was going out and doing professional work where I was doing photography, where I could really utilize some of the zoom and the lens and some of that, yeah. But honestly, you go in and fly the Air 2 and the Air 2S and post them, what we post, the content that most of us average guys post, you're not going to tell the difference. So by having the portability to this, and this gets on another subject that I'll make quick, people always ask, why do you got hard cases? Why do you got soft cases? Why do you have the? Well, it depends on what you're going out. If I'm going to go out and meet with Rodney and a bunch of guys, I'm going to take hard cases and put all my drones in it. But if I just want to fly down to the ocean that's a minute away from where I live on my motorcycle, I want that soft pack. I don't want to carry that hard case on the side holding on my motorcycle. I just want to put the strap on the soft case and go. So for portability, I never thought it would be that important until I got the Mini 3 Pro. And I was against it because of the wind issues that we had here. But then I was like, well, I just need to pick when I'm going to use it. And I'm really, really happy with the purchase. I'm glad I did it. And that's actually why I sold my Air 2S, because by having the Mini 3 and having the Mavic 3, I mean, I don't really need anything between those. I've got power with the Mavic 3, and I've got mobility with the Mini 3 Pro. I didn't need it.
So I guess that would be another question, Tej, is do you have the Mini 2?
Yeah, but Matt's got it because he lets his brother use his Air 2S for his fire and rescue, whatever, sometimes. And so, and plus he was trying to fix, there was an issue with my Mini 2 where it would just go up and down just by itself. Like,
I remember that.
I'm with Robbie over here. Just get the Mini 3 and be done with it, because it doesn't sound like your Mini 2 coming back anytime soon. So
yeah, I mean, like,
give it to him, donate it to him, and go here's a gift, and go buy your Mini 3.
Crashing or anything, but it would just go up and down by itself.
Yeah, okay, just go buy the Mini 3.
We'll remember that when you try to sell it to us and say it runs perfect. Yeah. I've got a Mini 2 that I gave my brother, and I told him, he's like, what do you think my next drone should be? I said, dude, you better sell that Mini 2 quick, because with the Mini 3 being out, by this time next year, everybody will be selling those Mini 2s for chump change on eBay. And that's one thing about the stuff that we sell. People ask, they say, why don't you put stickers on it and paint it and all this? Because, dude, we don't keep these drones forever. We'll fly a drone for a while and we'll sell it because something better comes out, and we'll use that money for it. So we don't want to the new owner doesn't want to buy your drone that's got a picture of bird eyes on the top of it.
Well, hey, Rodney, I'm gonna get my day started here. So
I got to run too. I got to go take my car to the auto shop.
I probably ought to get going myself. So I'll wait till Dominic pops back in before I actually close the stream out. But Ron,
see you guys. Thanks, Rodney, for having me on.
As always,
thank you.
Y'all have a good day. We'll see y'all on the flip side.
Later.
Bye.
Thank you, Rodney.
You're welcome, Ron.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys.
Thank you, Rodney. We'll see you. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
So, all right, Dominic, have a good one, brother.
Yeah, well, bye-bye.
Thanks everybody for being in the chats. I do appreciate it. I appreciated everybody being on this panel today. It was great to see that many people, though it is sometimes kind of hard to handle. It was still a lot of fun. We got a lot of good information out there and stuff. So, but you all have a great weekend. Don't forget tomorrow, the Sunday Sunrise Cruise, starting with Drone Bum, coming to me here in Virginia. Then for the second day in a row, we'll have Scott, Jack Rabbit FPV, taking Dennis's spot until Dennis gets back home. And and then we'll have either Fly Natural or Chris Hope, probably Chris Hope, because I think Rosie is on travel this weekend. And then drones with coffee with or drones and coffee with Johnny Drone Flyer. Y'all have a great day. Love y'all. Bye now.